Page 61. The warrior of light knows that everyone is afraid of everyone else. This fear generally manifests itself in two ways, through aggression or through submission. They are two facets of the same problem. That is why whenever he finds himself before someone who fills him with fear, the warrior reminds himself that the other person has the same insecurities as he has. He has surmounted similar obstacles and experienced the same problems. But he knows how to deal with the situation better. Why? Because he uses fear as an engine, not as a brake. The warrior learns from his opponent and acts in a like manner. Page 62. For the warrior, there is no such thing as an impossible love. He is not intimidated by silence, indifference, or rejection. He knows that behind the mask of eyes that people wear, there beats a heart of fire. This is why the warrior takes more risks than other people. He is constantly seeking the love of someone, even if that means often having to hear the word no, returning home defeated and feeling rejected in body and soul. A warrior never gives in to fear when he is searching for what he needs. Without love, he is nothing. Page 63. The warrior of light recognizes the silence that precedes an important battle, and that silence seems to be saying, things have stopped. Why not forget about fighting and enjoy yourself a little? Inexperienced combatants lay down their arms at this point and complain that they are bored. The warrior listens intently to that silence. Somewhere, something is happening. He knows that devastating earthquakes arrive without warning. He has walked through forests at night and knows that it is precisely when the animals are silent that danger is near. When the others talk, the warrior trains himself in the use of the sword and keeps his eye on the horizon. Page 64. The warrior of light is a believer. Because he believes in miracles, miracles begin to happen. Because he is sure that his thoughts can change his life begins to change. Because he is certain that he will find love, that love appears. Now and then he is disappointed. Sometimes he gets hurt. Then he hears people say, "He's so ingenious." But the warrior knows that it is worth it. For every defeat, he has two victories in his favor. All believers know this. Page 65. The warrior of light has learned that it is best to follow the light. He has behaved treacherously. He has lied. He has strayed from the path. He has courted darkness. And everything was fine, as if nothing had happened. Then an abyss suddenly opens up. You can take 1,000 steps in safety, but just one step too many can put an end to everything. Then the warrior stops before he destroys himself. When he makes that decision, he hears 4 comments. You always do the wrong thing. You're too old to change. You're no good. You don't deserve it. He looks up at the sky, and a voice says, "My dear, everyone makes mistakes. You're forgiven, but I cannot force that forgiveness on you. It's your choice." The true warrior of light accepts that forgiveness. Page 66. The warrior of light is always trying to improve. Every blow of his sword carries with it centuries of wisdom and meditation. Every blow needs to have the strength and skill of all the warriors of the past, who even today continue to bless the struggle. Each movement during combat honors the movements that the previous generations tried to transmit through the tradition. The warrior develops the beauty of his blows. Page 67. A warrior of light is reliable. He makes a few mistakes. He sometimes thinks he is more important than he really is, but he does not lie. When people gather round the fire, he talks to his friends, male and female. He knows that his words are stored in the memory of the universe, like a testimony of what he thinks. And the warrior asks himself, why do I talk so much when often I am incapable of carrying out everything I say? His heart replies, when you defend your ideas in public, you then have to make an effort to live accordingly. It is because he believes that he is what he says he is that the warrior ends up becoming precisely that. Page 68. The warrior knows that there are occasional pauses in the struggle. There is no point in forcing things. He must have patience and wait for the two sides to clash again. In the silence of the battlefield, he listens to his heart beating. He notices that he is tense, that he is afraid. The warrior takes stock of his life. He makes sure that his sword is sharp, his heart satisfied, and that faith still burns in his soul. He knows that maintenance is as important as action. There is always something not quite right, and the warrior takes advantage of those moments when time stops to equip himself better. Page 69. A warrior knows that an angel and a devil are both competing for his sword hand. The devil says, you will weaken. You will not know exactly when. You are afraid. The angel says, you will weaken. You will not know exactly when. You are afraid. The warrior is surprised. Both angel and devil have said the same thing. Then the devil goes on, let me help you. And the angel says, I will help you. At that moment, the warrior understands the difference. The words may be the same, but these two allies are completely different. And he chooses the angel's hand. Page 70. Whenever the warrior draws his sword, he uses it. It can be used to clear a path, to help someone, to fend off danger. But a sword is a capricious thing and does not like to see its blade exposed for no good reason. That is why the warrior never makes threats. He can attack, defend himself, or flee. All of these attitudes form part of combat. It is not, however, part of combat to diminish the force of a blow by talking about it. A warrior of light is always alert to the movements of his sword, but he never forgets that the sword is watching his every move as well. It was not made to be used by the mouth.